Hi everyone, Jeffy here, and welcome back to Around the World in Many Days. Today's episode is number 38 and it's titled Around the Bend in Many Steps. So today we're going to do what's called an Around the Bend crossword. The grid is on the screen. It's sort of a um, tall grid, but narrow. Let's look at the rules and see where we might be this time. So this is an Around the Bend puzzle. Each answer occupies two rows in the grid, overlapping with the answer immediately below. Each answer starts on its numbered row, but not necessarily its first cell, goes left to right until the end of the row, picks up one letter from the rightmost column, and then turns around and continues right to left on the next row. Answers on each row must use the white cell and can use any number of the light gray cells provided. Okay, so what that means is we can start anywhere on the row, and once we have an answer, or let's say this was escape, it would start here and then continue this way. This would be a valid way to enter escape into this first row, and then the second row would need to use all these letters, but in the other direction. So starting here and going right instead of left as we are going. So these are all turning and using this central letter. Now, this is normal around the bends don't have these central letters. They just go around from this cell and go straight here. But here we have these given central letters which allow us to position the words because we have some given letters in the grid already. So let's read what destination we are looking for in the puzzle this time. So today I have visited a beautiful religious site that was built over 1,000 years ago. Can you guess where I am? Love, Gladys. So some old religious site is going to be our final answer here. So this is going to be pretty straightforward, I think. Only one puzzle this time, and that's just this crossword. Now we have the clues here. There are 13 just regular crossword clues, and I have them in the notepad as well, and they also fit the screen pretty nicely. So let's see. Open the editable grid and let's start working on this one. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. We're going to have to scroll up and down, but I think it's better to have the answers sort of at visible size here. So how do we start here? Well, there are sort of many good places to start. Any answer we put here is going to give us some letters for the next answer. Basically, if we solve 3, we already have some starting letters for number 4 and so forth. So probably the best place to start is something that we definitely know that must be exactly one word. Like for example, 1 is probably not the greatest place to start because rear end that can have a lot of synonyms and any of them might have an S there. We might find multiple answers that fit here. But let's see what we can fill in immediately that we know must be correct. So I would start with something like a person's name, model and actress Hemingway. Now that's going to have one answer, and it's going to be very specific spelling. And this is going to be Margot Hemingway. So we start at row 13 here, and we have an A in the grid. So the central letter is an A, and Margot Hemingway is spelled with an. It's not Margot. It's spelled with in a French way. It's Margaux. Now there are 2 A's, but only one would fit the grid, I think. If we start here, Margau, and then the X would be outside the grid. That's not allowed. So we are going to do the other way around. So it's Marg, and then the A from this A is going to be the A in the grid, and then UX here. So that's our first answer, which is number 13, Margot Hemingway. Now these U and X don't give us anything because there's no answer 14, but we do have some letters for this 13. And I guess I said it wrong when I said that if we solve this 3, we have some letters for the 4 as well. That's true, but we also have, once we solve the 4, we also have some letters for the 2, the ending letters for the 2. So that's the case in this one, because we solved 13, and now we have some letters for 12. So 12 is going to end A, G, R, A, M in this direction. Now there aren't many words that end like this. So let's see. 12 is going to be stranger to grant us, for example. And that's stranger to grant us is an example of rearranging the letters in this word to make another word. That is called, you guessed it, an anagram. We've done that plenty of times when we've done the cryptic crosswords, for example, with anagrammed words. We've mixed up their letters. So that's an anagram, pretty straightforward. So that's an example. That's why, for example, is there. And now we have some ending letters for this 11. So 11 is going to end U and A. Nordic Schwitz. Nordic refers to Northern Europe, and Schwitz is sort of steam bath. So combine those things, you get sauna. So type of steam bath from Northern Europe. And that gives us again the ending of 10. So 10 ends in BAS. Brazilian compositions. Now there are several sort of styles of music that are native to Brazil. One is bossa nova, which doesn't fit here, but samba does fit here. So sambas are Brazilian compositions. Obviously, you can be not Brazilian and compose a samba, but it's still considered like Brazilian music. So sambas are Brazilian compositions. And again, we get some ending letters here, and 9 will end EMAS. And 9 is film theaters. And film theaters are cinemas. So nothing too difficult in this one. We have a lot of sort of crossing letters. Once we solve one answer, it sort of fills itself up step by step, because we get a lot of letters for each answer. So this should be pretty short. Let's see. Number 8, we have ANIC at the end. Pelagic. Now, pelagic, which I just recently learned, is not pelagic. This is how I would have spelled it like a month ago, but apparently it's pelagic. Pelagic is a word that means relating to storks, I think. I was confused with the dictionary for a while there, but pelagic means something that lives in the open ocean, right? Oceanic. So that's going to be our answer there. You sometimes learn new words making these puzzles. I'm glad I checked it, because I would have just put it in the puzzle wrong, and then people would have yelled at me. But glad I found it. So that's pelagic. We have number 7, which ends in DECO. Now that's going to be a pretty rare ending for a word. And this is actually 2 words now. We have this parenthetical. So we're looking for an answer of 2 words, and that's the architectural style of the Empire State Building. And that's the Art Deco. Not Rat Deco. Art. And that gives us the ending of STRA for 6. And 6 is Cosa something, which is the mafia. And that's the Cosa Nostra. Another name for the mafia. Nostra there. Giving us DON for the ending of 5. So Achilles something, part of the human heel. Now Achilles heel is a term, but obviously we have a heel in the grid, in the clue, so it's not going to be heel. Achilles tendon is part of the heel, the sort of tendon at the back of your foot. So it's going to be, and that ends in DON, so tendon here, which again gives us a GNET ending for this 4. So it has 2 poles. Now obviously this could be like planet or something. GNET ending, it's going to be a magnet. Magnet gives us now EAM as the end letters for 3. What powered Watt's engine? Now, Watt was famous for his steam engine. So what powered it was just steam. And we have a couple of answers left. Official degrees ending in CTS is going to be edicts, EDI ending here. And now just the one left. Now we had rear end, which does have plenty of synonyms, which I'm not going to list, but here we have ending of SIDE. It's going to be backside. We are going to, for the first time, I think, use, not first time, 13 also started there, but we're going to be using all of these letters. So it's the longest answer here. Backside is number 1, and that should say that we're correct, and we are. So that, I think, one of the easiest or most straightforward puzzles in this series so far. And finding out the sort of place where we are in is not difficult either, since we have this grid already sort of shaded and we have these white letters spelled out. So this spells out Kitano, Kitano, Tenmangu, Tenmangu. And that's just the place name. Kitano Tenmangu is where we are, and we can just look that up. So let's see where we are. If I can find it, here we are. Kitano Tenmangu, and we were looking for a 1,000-year-old religious site, and this is a shrine in Kyoto, Japan. First built in the 900s, and we can actually see what it looks like. Here it is. Pretty cool, huh? So this is where we are in Japan, and last time we were in Wrangel Island. This is the map now. The Wrangel Island in Russia, far north Russia, and now we've come all the way down to Japan, and this is where we are this time. And the entire trip, if I can fit it on one screen somehow, here we are, starting from here, and now we are come pretty far in this last couple of steps, but I think that's to be expected when we're crossing this sort of area. So that was short and sweet. That was episode 38. Episode 39 is going to be 2 puzzles that time. It's a Ken, so that's sort of an arithmetic grid puzzle. And then we have a cryptic crossword as well. And so that's 39, which is called, come on, remember it once. I can't. Sorry. I looked it up and I still don't forget it. Still forgot it somehow. It's Before the Common Era. That's the name of the puzzle. So I will see you for episode 39, right? This was 38, yeah. So I will see you for episode 39, and for this one, thanks for watching.